Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are once again flying in P3D, this time flying the Captain Sim 767-300ER with the Hawaiian Airlines livery. We're gonna fly a very short flight from Lihue to Honolulu. And one thing that's good to know, or which you should know already, is that I'm not parked properly, but for some reason my GSX isn't really playing ball. It's a bit strange, but you can see kind of the issue here with GSX not aligning really perfectly with this airport, so I need to fix it actually. I'm gonna put it on my to-do list. I just noticed it when I spawned in and tried to fix it, but you know, it's not a big deal. I can always fix that at some point in the future. But of course it is a bit annoying when you're buying payware that's supposed to be compatible. I'm gonna write down here fix jetways. Good. Hopefully I'll remember to do that at some point, but it won't be today. But yeah, we are gonna fly a very short flight. I actually did an X-Plane 12 flight yesterday, but I had so much of that shimmering effect with the clouds, even though I am on beta 7, so I thought I would wait with recording. It went well though, otherwise. Flew the Tolis A320neo, short flight from New Orleans to Houston, so that was very nice. But now we're gonna fly another very nice plane, not as nice as the Flight Factor 767, but a good second place, the Captain Sim 767. And it's the only 300ER version I have, since I haven't bought the Flight Factor ones. So it's a very nice aircraft on the exterior. The only thing gripes I have with it is its taxiing is awful and the VNAV doesn't really work on descent. But those are my main gripes. This is a very beautiful livery, very nicely made by the livery artist. For those of you with a keen eye, you'll notice we're flying with the Pratt & Whitney engines, which are the ones I think Hawaiian used to have. This is also a real flight. We don't have the right registration, but Flight Sim Dispatch does have this flight as one of those that were, I think it's this one, right, from Lihue Airport to Honolulu. So it has happened. PVNG's old colors, I'm not sure this is the old colors, but maybe they are. So yeah, there is some basis for this flight in the actual world. But yeah, I need to fix this weird jetway placement. Something is not meshing. But yeah, let's not dwell too much. I'm just gonna check the inside viewpoints. Okay, I have 4 of them, so that's good. I changed all the outside ones so that they would be a bit more, or so that they basically would work a bit better. Took me a bit of time, but it's pretty easy with chase plane. And yeah, here we would be parked otherwise, or this was the one I tried to park us at first before I started recording, but then no luck. But yeah, let's jump in and let's get going. We haven't loaded anything yet, but there's no mega rush, at least not yet. So we can put the battery on. We can also connect the external power. We have a bit of a sound pack. Some guys have created their own, so I've used that one. And it is pretty nice. Let me just check, do I have any nice viewpoints with this one, or I always seem to forget. Maybe I can do that, because I never fly from the first officers. But I always like to have like a GoPro viewpoint on the inside. Not always you can get it to align perfectly, but let's see, can we get it? I can't seem to get like a good viewpoint. Maybe one of these on the sides would be nice to have. Some of the aircrafts are a bit hard, especially when you have 3 screens. Something like this might be nice on the eye. So we'll have this as the first officer. Now we should have, yeah, some okay viewpoints at least. You can do utility buses and these ones. Standby power to auto. We can align these. Put on the emergency lights. Those are aligned. We'll go to nav. And yeah, that should be good enough. Apart from the VNav working, etc., I think this is Captain Sim's best aircraft they've ever made. At least that's the way I've understood it. But I still think their 737-300 and 400 is a bit better, since the VNav seems to work on those most of the time at least. But in order to get started, we can, I think, already start thinking about starting our boarding process. I'm just gonna open the doors. I think I opened the wrong one. We're connected to the forward one. We can open the cargo doors. I also prefer flying the passenger version above flying the freighter version by Captain Sim, since that one has issues with well, they don't have a working cargo door, the main one, which is a bit strange, at least in my book. Cruising altitude, we're gonna be flying very low today to short flight. I wonder if these are like training flights or something similar that they do. Or maybe they just pick up passengers. We can... do they have Wi-Fi with these? Maybe they have retroactively. They'll usually have an in-flight entertainment system, that's for sure. Doesn't seem like we have any music. You would think Hawaiian would have some music, but I guess not. Do we have anything generic in that case? I'll definitely have a safety brief for Hawaiian, because I know I've downloaded that. Hell, I even seem to have... oh no, this is one. Thank God, I almost picked Hainan. That would have been a bit awkward. So there we go. We can do the GSX boarding as well. So those will drive up. We have quite a bit of traffic. A lot of military aircraft. Don't think there's any here though, so they're probably all at Honolulu if I'm not mistaken. I'll need to have a look at this airport, see if it's possible to fix it somehow. We don't have an EFB, we only have these ugly looking chart thingamabobs, which we can remove. I think we can put on the position and white light if I'm not mistaken. The window heats. All the pumps. Yaw dampeners. So yeah, some nice sound effects with this aircraft. I'll put those to off. And let's see, some things to do up here. We can put that pump to on so we don't forget. And then we can actually, I'm gonna put this down. Doesn't look too good when it's down though, but it's a bit in the way. So we can do the position in it. Now we steal it from here. Doesn't look like it, we'll just take it from there. Should be relatively easy to set this one up, since it's such a short flight. We're taking off from runway 03. We are just flying a direct, so no SIDS. I'm thinking about that. Let's import the flight plan and see if it works without SIDS. I hope so, of course. It does look to be working. I'm gonna change to Boeing, go to heavy. We'll do Hawaiian Airlines. I'll save that. Hawaiian is our call sign. This all looks correct, but let's make sure we have the right approach one for 4 left. Which will be... that's an interesting one. 4 left. I hope the logic really isn't to get that close and then try to turn. 4 left is really a short runway. We'll probably make do with it, but yeah, it will be a bit interesting. We can use the view. Let me see which one. How do these work? They seem to be a bit optimistic, and I'm gonna take a quick look. Yeah, the 4 left ones I can find with the RNAV are not looking similarly difficult. Let me see, the VR one is though looking a bit... So maybe it's just a... Okay, what if we do the RNAV visual straight in? Doing a visual could be an option. What's the RNAV one? I think the book one might make more sense. Well, let me see here. So if we're doing in terms of our flight plan, we're doing this one, and then we're doing the route. So we're doing the V15 to book. The question is how well then the arrival looks if we're doing the... Let's say the RNAV 4 left with the book, and then the book transition. How will it look? Basically will look Sika, book, Shigi. It becomes a bit weird actually. And I'm gonna see if I can move this one here. And then I'm gonna go through it quickly. Wait, maybe I need to change the setting to go through. I think you have to go to plan. Yeah, I don't like the look of this one. It's a bit of an odd one. Maybe the visual with the vector one straight in will be the best approach. 'Cause then I should hopefully... Yep, I will be vectored in with that one. So I think that one will be best actually, to just do the visual one. And that means just selecting it like this, 4 left, book 8, no transitions. I don't think visual has anything right. It's basically, we have the TACA and the VR ones. No, exactly, that should be... Wait, I want to go to route 1. Yeah, and this should be correct. We can just quickly double check it there, so... Yeah, this all looks correct actually. Was there, however, any sort of... No, okay, so I think we are correctly set up. We can now do the init ref. I'm gonna change this back to map. Did I have a visual approach chart? I only have the VORs, the RNAVs. I guess if it's a visual, there is not any specific one to follow. I'll quickly check though if we can do... So the A1 doesn't look too good. What about the B1 with the vectors? I think that might be best actually. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. So we're gonna do this one, the VR one, and it's the B1 if I'm not mistaken. So we are doing the VR B1. No transition. So after book we have Shigi, which I don't get why it's definitely on the... So I don't think PyTDC will recognize that. That's fine with the direct suppo. Yeah, hopefully we'll get vectoring those. We don't have to go across the airport before. I'll accept that flight plan. I can put in the cruise altitude. And actually one thing we do need to do is fuel and payload. We need to insert that, which I'd totally forgotten about. 0 fuel. 256.8, fuel 18.4. Are we overloaded? I don't think so. Oh, not anymore at least. Okay, so 18.4, 256.8 for the 0 fuel one. Our reserves are at 4,000 pounds. Our cost index is 108. And our CG is 19.3. Takeoff. I think we'll have that in the flight plan if I'm not mistaken. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, here we go. So we can use flaps 5. Our takeoff thrust selected temp is 46. That's a derated takeoff. Takeoff CG, we don't have that separately, I think. I'm just gonna put in 19. Our reference speeds are... let me actually populate with all the info we have. Before we do that, we need to... Let me just see if I can... We need to validate and file our flight plan. I just have to change the cruising altitude. Then we need to connect to the sim. But good, now I at least have the right VOR one on my tablet.
Temperature 27.
B, yeah, that's the one.
Current altimeter is 3010.
3010.
League Airport information November. 5:53 local winds are 079er at 13 knots. Visibility 10 miles. 4,100 broken. Temperature 27, dew point 21. Current altimeter is 3010. Arriving and departing runway 03.
Why am I getting this voice so often now?
5:53 local winds are 079er at 13 knots.
079er at 13 knots. I really don't like this. I was 100% certain this one.
Dew point 21. Current altimeter is 3010. Arriving and departing runway 03. League Airport information November. 5:53 local winds are 079er at 13 knots. Visibility 10 miles.
Okay, visibility is fine.
4,100 broken.
And
temperature 27, dew point 21.
27.
Current altimeter is 3010. Arriving.
Okay, let's change to the ground one. We don't have any slope. Let's change these ones to the one we get from the flight plan. Just because they are more conservative, so I'll trust them more. Two 74.2 131. Now I just need to put these again. 137 143. Okay, good. Pre-flight completed. Let me just see if there's anything I need to execute. Nope. Okay, so it looks like we have gotten everything on board our plane. That is happy days. They want us to take off at runway 03, so which is very close. Hawaiian 4003 heavy, ready to copy, IFR clearance. And let's see if they pick us.
Hawaiian 4003 heavy is cleared to Papa Hotel November Lima climb via the Kauai 2 departure, then is filed. Expect departure runway 03. Climb to 5,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure.
Yeah,
Honolulu
that
Center
sounds
on
reasonable.
126.5.
5,000 feet.
We're ready to go when you are.
Hawaiian 4003 heavy is cleared to Papa Hotel November Lima climb via the Kauai 2 departure, then is filed.
Something is off with these voices. Wait, I'm quickly gonna pause and try to fix it. Okay, I should have been able to fix it. I don't know what's happened, but basically that old voice has made a comeback. Super annoying because I haven't changed anything. But I do have the old or the better voices, so hopefully it should work. At least when we change frequency, it will be the same one for now, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna close all the doors. There we go. We can start the APU.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 4003. Our flight
Landing altitude is basically 0, so we can keep as is.
so that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all
Hawaiian 4003 heavy, ready for pushback.
Hawaiian 4003
There we go.
heavy pushback approved.
Voice changed. Lovely days.
Pushback approved. Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Okay, so we have the better voices. That's always nice. Our squawk was 6413. Forgot to put that in. 6413. Now we can put it on. We can check this one. Yeah, looks like it's working. Is this one of the few aircrafts with an... Oh no, I actually think this one doesn't have the cabin, right? It only has it on the outside. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately. Yeah, so maybe the 757 is a bit better in that department as well. I think it has the interior cabin. Potentially I've removed. I think there might be an option in the Captain Sim system. Let me have a look actually. Because they have this tool that you can tweak certain things, but it's not really applicable. It's called ACE. Yeah, okay, nothing. You can do simplified exterior. But yeah, okay, so nothing to change with the cabin. Let's have a look at our APU. It's looking good. We have that running. We can put on the generator. We can open these valves. And the pumps. And you can hear the sounds sounding very nicely. You can disconnect the external one. We can undock the jetway. We can prepare for pushback and departure. And yeah, I think that should be about it. Flight directors. We can put those on. Put a bit of a higher speed here. And anti-collision, I guess we can put on the red lights for the beacon. We should have the vehicle pushing us out. This is really, of course, one of the oldest FS Dream Team airports. That might also explain why it's a bit less perfect. Luckily, we have the nice photo reel covering most of the islands. That's nice. Yeah, quite cloudy actually, though. So that's a bit of a bummer. I'm actually gonna look though if this is the true weather, because I've become very superstitious in the sense that I always think something is not working with the active sky, because I've had cases where I'm basically 100% certain that I've put the VX control. Yeah, it's on live weather. Okay, that's good. So I was being superstitious. Now we should now get the vehicle to drive up, I think. Or what's going on? Let's have a look at Pack X. Are we done there? Yeah, we're on pre-flight. Let's put the seatbelt sign on. Anything else? Ah, good. Now the vehicle moved. That's always a good news. And what's next? The brakes. Yeah, we're gonna do reject there. We can put these on. We'll do nose right. Let's see how this will go. Okay, we got the start at will. And there we start the engine. I'll begin with the right one. As you can see, it's going up. We can do the fuel.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration.
You can see the engine starting. Let me see. Even the wings moving. Yeah, these are very nicely kind of modeled.
When you're here with us, you're in Hawaii. So please give us your attention as members of our flight crew share the safety features in this aircraft and some of our
And
favorite
let's see,
spots
that
throughout
one
the
should
Capitals.
be on.
For your comfort and safety, please fasten your seatbelt. Insert the flat end into
I
the
think we have a
buckle.
successful start. See a bit of gravel and stuff being
Hawaiian
kicked
Airlines
up.
policy that you keep your seatbelts fastened at all times when seated.
Well, the seatbelt sign is not illuminated. You can leave your seat if necessary. When you return, please fasten your seatbelt. Your compliance with the fasten seatbelt and no smoking signs, posted placards, and crew member instructions is required.
Let's start the left one.
Personal electronic devices, including mobile phones, may be used at any time during the flight. However, they must be set to airplane mode.
Okay, the value's looking good. Fuel control. I do feel the preset is a bit high. Maybe something like this is a bit better. Captain. Hey, look at that Metro Air taking off. But from where? That's the...
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Or did that one... Huh. My thinking is that if there's some weird... There could be other airports right here. Or else there's some weird placement. You can confirm the engine start. Yeah, a bit weird with smoke inside. Let's see what viewpoints I have. I did some pretty good ones. Not the best, but not the worst. They managed to not push us outside the airport boundaries. That's good. They are pushing us, or putting us down. So that's good. How can we have flaps? Okay, let's set this flaps now to flaps 5. But that was a bit weird. Seems like they got stuck. We can keep that on rejected takeoff. We can start the clock. We can arm the auto throttle. And now I just need to think. I think you click throttle, right? Something like that. We can put on the packs while we shut the APU one. Let's put that to off. Taxi and runway turn off lights, those can go on. And trim 313. We can change the trim quite a bit on the aircraft. Yeah, it's looking good. Let's release the parking brake, see if we get moving on idle thrust. No movement yet. We'll add a bit of thrust. Let's see if this is enough to get this plane. Still nothing, so I guess we need a bit more thrust. Now it looks like we're moving. Hawaiian 4003 Heavy, ready to taxi. Okay, let's see. How's the Taxiing working.
Hawaiian 4003
looks pretty
heavy
okay.
runway 0 tree. Taxi
It
via
looks better than
taxiway
it
Alpha.
feels.
Hold short runway 0 tree.
Runway 0 tree. Taxi via taxiway Alpha.
We're
Hold
prepared for
short
takeoff.
runway 0 tree Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Okay, let's see. So we want to taxi all the way to the back, use most of that runway. We're a big aircraft on a relatively small runway.
1697 traffic 20 miles out for 27 right, so you got time. Cross 27 right going
We
to
should
your
soon get the handover, but let's see.
Cross 27 right
Hawaiian 4003 heavy contact Lihu Tower on 118.9.
Tower on 118.9er Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Let's stop just before we cross that line. Hawaiian 4003 heavy, ready for takeoff.
Hawaiian 4003 heavy pushback approved.
No.
Pushback approved Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Hawaiian 4003 heavy, ready for takeoff. There we go. Just took a bit of time.
Hawaiian 400.
We're on the right flap setting.
Are 079er at 13 knots.
Are things
Runway
on
0
weather
tree cleared for
radar?
takeoff, squawk 6413.
It does look like it is.
Runway 0 tree cleared for takeoff, squawking 6413 Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Can we put this on terrain radar? Yeah, we can. So let's do that. Let's put. I'm gonna put on the route data. Yeah, that should be fine. We can press that one to get the TFC. Okay, we have takeoff clearance. No one coming in for landing. Maybe we can keep that viewpoint. Let's see, we'll align here and then we'll go. Okay, let's see. So we are taking off and then we should go back. It's a bit weird. They just told us to take off. Okay, we'll make the best out of this. Okay, we're gonna start pushing the throttles up. EPR, takeoff, flight directors. We can arm LNAV and the VNAV for that matter. Okay. Okay, we are starting to take off. It feels like it's going crazy slow. I'm gonna force it up a bit. Because we are not gonna be able to take off with that low setting. Okay, let's see. Leave on. Rotate. Come on. I think we just did it. But just about. I'm gonna have to check that on a replay. Never trust the sim brief one. I should have just gone full toga. Okay. Gonna trim a bit. And let me change to. Let's keep that as our outside viewpoint.
Hawaiian 4003 heavy climb and maintain 9,000 feet contact Honolulu Center on 126.5. Climb and maintain 9,000 feet center on 126.5 Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Okay, we are gonna go directly to Sikab. I think there's no point in us.
Center Hawaiian 400.
That makes no sense.
To 9,000 feet.
Oh, and we are gonna
Hawaiian 4003 heavy, good morning.
we're gonna end up losing all our speed if we don't trim it down a bit. Look at that nice wing flex though. Okay, so let's it's not the easiest aircraft, this one. It does work and then it doesn't work. It's a bit of hit and miss. One thing we completely forgot to do was put this altimeter in. But looking pretty good on the outside perspective. I'm gonna ask our dear autopilot to take over.
Hawaiian 4003 heavy, climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Okay, 15,000 feet. Where's the top of the descent? It's quite a while until we get there. We're not gonna have to change the altimeter unless there's been a change. I need to change the name on some of these viewpoints. They don't really make sense. Some of them do, but some of them don't. Usually I just change the viewpoint, don't change the names. That makes it a bit hard to follow. Okay, looking pretty okay. Let's keep that.
This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV tickets to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
Hey, we're still climbing. Looks okay. We can already start preparing for landing though, since this is a short flight. We are using the GVRB approach. It is a circling, but we're not doing the circling one.
Hawaiian 4003 heavy, expect the Book 8 arrival with the Book transition
But
for
it's
the Port
620.
Bravo approach to runway 04 left at Anuga International Airport.
760. It's quite a high decision height.
Expect the Book 8 arrival with the Book transition for the VOR Bravo approach to runway 04 left Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Oh, actually we got a departure. So when we departed we should have had put in a star. I didn't even think of that. Why didn't we get that from the beginning? It's actually a very good one. The Kayu, the KAUAI2. God. Kauai 2 departure. Yeah, we could have used that one. Oh well, I'll show you how it looks here. Yeah, I never pay attention. I always think that we're gonna get the departure that we are signed from SimBrief, but I forget the pilot TDC doesn't obey SimBrief anymore for whatever reason. Okay, the ref, decision ref, that was at 760. 760, we can put that in. In terms of other things to do, we have, let's have a look at the missed approach, climbing right turn to 3,000 feet via PHNL. Let me see, radial 171 to Alana, HNL 13.9, DME and hold. Okay, so there's a holding pattern, then you do a bit of a half moon kind of fight back onto the approach, I guess, if it's a missed approach. Looks like we have pretty nice weather. We can already see the island in front of us, the one that we'll be landing at shortly. So let's be a bit prepared for the descent. It's gonna come sooner than you think. And I'm gonna have to kind of force them to give me the descent at some point. If they don't. The VR is 114.8. It seems to not be totally aligned with 4 left, it's 4 right mainly, so that's something to keep in mind. So we'll have to turn at the end a bit. Let me just remove my tablet so it's not in the way, and I'm gonna actually 1148, we can put it in here, right? 148 with a 37 course. There we go, 37, and this is on the VR one. We can see the DME counting down, so it's we're very close by now. And let me see, it wants us to start descending very late. Hope it knows what it's
Hawaiian
thinking.
4003 heavy contact Honolulu Center on 119.9er.
Center on 119.9er Hawaiian 4003
But I'm
heavy.
also afraid to ask them for descent clearance, because they usually give me something, or they'll give it to me, but then they'll be kind of off, not really caring anymore.
Center Hawaiian 4003 heavy level at 15,000 feet.
These slides could all have
Hawaiian
gone out
4003
long
heavy,
time
good
ago.
morning. Altimeter 3012.
Just I who forgot to do that, or forgot to change that.
Altimeter 3012 Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Guess we can keep it as that, right? It wouldn't normally. Or maybe it would have something here, I'm not sure. It's like the same logic at 737 that the or the 800 that the lower one is kept dark, but yeah, not 100% certain on that. And anything we have forgotten? Well, I guess we didn't check these ones. We have some coffee. Doesn't look so fresh, but I guess we can keep it there. Sound wise it sounds pretty good in the cockpit, I won't complain. Still no well, it's kind of similar, I think, the top of the sun. Now that I look at it, it's a bit later on Pi 2DC, so I'm just hoping that they'll give us a descent clearance soon, because I haven't heard anything yet from them. So hopefully. We have an FMC message that says reset
Hawaiian
MCP out.
4003 heavy descend via the VOOKEA to
Yeah.
arrival with the boot transition to 3,000 feet
So we
altimeter
can put that in
3009
already.
at Anuya International Airport.
Descend via the Book 8 arrival with the Book transition to 3,000 feet altimeter.
Okay, around 133, that should be okay.
3009er Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Altimeter is a bit lower. 309. We're flying into some nice 2D clouds that look pretty good actually. We haven't yet started descending, but we'll start shortly. Oh, and there now we can start to see Hawaii. It's a very beautiful sight. So I have the free photo reel for Hawaii, and then I have the FS Dream Team packages and the Orbex Honolulu, which I really kind of like. the look on that. I really like flying around Hawaii, both in X-Plane and MP3D. In terms of favorite islands, I think it is Hawaii and I guess you could call New Zealand an island as well, right? So those are some of my favorite ones to fly around. Okay, so our large 767, I'm gonna go into the, and I'm actually gonna try, if I'm lucky, to make a quick screenshot, yes, just to get the thumbnail and to get a bit of the island. Should be an okay thumbnail, not the fanciest one I've ever made, but not the worst one either. Oh, and look at that. So that's something why you don't want to use the VNav. I don't know how I always forget to use that, but or rather I always remember to use the VNav, but I should forget to use it. And we can change to a more reasonable pace of 2,000 feet per minute. Still haven't gotten any clearance. Oh, and the problem is of course this one. So I'm gonna just go off with the auto throttle. And we should get a clearance to go to the right. But we haven't gotten anything yet. I hate this. I'm really not a fan of how the computer handles the approaches.
HCF approach on 118.3.
Approach on 118.3 Hawaiian 400.
But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt in this case that it was actually this one messing up, right?
Approach Hawaiian 400, 3 heavy descending via the Book 8 arrival with the Book transition to 3,000 feet.
Hawaiian 4003 Heavy, good morning. Continue descent via the Book 8 arrival with the Book transition.
But are we gonna get any
Continue descent
vectors?
via the Book 8 arrival with the Book transition Hawaiian 400, 3 heavy.
I'm gonna assume we won't get. Well, I'll follow this one, I guess, then. It's fine in this situation since we need to lose a bit of speed. Let me just change this one to something reasonable. 2.5, 2.3. Something like that, maybe. At least we get a nice view of the airport area. You can also see the kind of blend here. Not perfect, but it's not as bad as it can be in some cases. When you have different photoreal meshing. Yeah, look at those speed brakes. Let's see if we can force this bird. Okay, we're gonna close our throttles completely. Not sure this one is 100% certain about.
Hawaiian 4003 Heavy, you are 7 nautical miles west of the airport. Altimeter 3009er cleared direct suppo, then cleared for the VOR Bravo approach to runway 04 left at Inoue International Airport.
Okay, we're going direct to suppo now. And we need to be down at around 3,000 feet.
Niner cleared direct suppo, then cleared for the VOR Bravo approach to runway 04 left at Inoue International Airport, Hawaiian 400, 3 heavy.
Okay, let's see. We should make it. Shouldn't be a problem actually. You see, you just need to have patience with Pilot CDC, and it will it will solve itself eventually, at least. Okay, those can go back on. We'll do all of these flights because I'm gonna forget them otherwise. So we're now turning away from the airport and we're gonna land on that short little strip there. So it's gonna be quite a interesting to see how it's gonna go. So my thinking is that we'll go straight, then around, or like this and then straight. Yeah, maybe like this actually. Let's see. None is wrong per se. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna do that. Let me see if we can put this to 250. We'll arrest our descent rate a bit. Because that's us, we want to be 1,500 above that.
3009er at Inoue International Airport, contact Honolulu Tower on 118.1.
Okay, we got the tower handover, that's good.
Altimeter 3009er tower on 118.1 Hawaiian 400, 3 heavy.
Fuel wise looking good and everything else is looking fine. So it should be fine. Let's see with the landing.
Hawaiian 400, 3 heavy inbound for VOR, approach runway 04 left.
Hawaiian 4003 heavy, good afternoon. Continue guard to runway 04 left, call when established on final.
I wonder if the ER, that one, it looks a bit weird. The ER looks a bit different. Let me have a look. ER.
400, 3 heavy.
Let's see, Hawaiian 767-300 ER. Maybe it did look like that. I can only find the 300. They must have flown the 300 ER. Hard to see though, it's hard to find a high resolution picture. I found one of this exact aircraft though, but can't confirm if it has oh well, just a minor thing. Just looks weird with a different font, right? And I guess it's not in bold nor in italics, which could explain it to a certain extent. Okay, we can add a bit of speed. We don't need to fly too slow, since we are kind of flying okay-ish. Now we can put on the localizer. We don't have any glide slope. We'll use auto brakes 4, because why not? I don't wanna have any problems with our landing. Hopefully won't have any, but you never know. Okay, looks pretty good. I really like the water in P3D. I know some people didn't like it at all, but I kind of like maybe a bit extreme with the shadow effects, but I mean it's almost as clear as watching the above, but I kind of like that. It's not bad. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're gonna be at 1,500, but then we need to descend. We need to be at 144 at the one after. I'm just gonna zoom out. Should be fine. They want us to really slow down though. So 210. Altitude is captured already, so we're a bit ahead of schedule in that regard. Just gonna quickly check if there's something I'm misunderstanding on this approach. There is an offset, right? Or maybe you're not supposed to land at runway 4 left with these big ones. But oh well. It should be fine. Okay, let's see. We are starting to turn. We haven't yet captured the localizer, but soon enough we will. We can start preparing for the fact that we'll need to slow down. So 175. We can also in that regard actually disconnect the auto thrust and take control of it ourselves. I hate that jumping around thing. You can also go to flaps 1, flaps 5, flaps 15. That should get us slowed down rather rapidly. We'll add a bit of thrust to compensate. We're gonna start turning in now. Well, it's usually quite a bit of traffic here since there's not really too many other places to spawn. You can add a bit more. Still nothing on the VOR, so maybe it's a different one here. Taking that into consideration, I'm gonna disconnect the autopilot and take manual control of the bird. Yeah, that's fine. Autopilot disconnect. Are we stuck on? That's odd. Now we're getting the flaps. Okay, maybe it was just a defensive mechanism. So we're not landing on the right one, but on the left one, which is why we are being quite aggressive here on our turn. I think it's looking pretty okay, even though we didn't get the VR. Could be explained by it being different or have been updated at some point.
Hawaiian 4003 heavy winds are 049er at 9er knots. Clear
Okay,
to
I'm gonna
land
add
runway
thrust.
04 left.
I'm gonna arm
Clear
the
to
speed
land
brake.
runway 4 left Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Okay, let's see. It's still looking okay. Maybe a bit on the edge of being too high and too fast for that matter. Okay, let's see. Now we're a bit too low. Those trees look dangerously close to this runway. 100. Okay, a bit over what we should have been, but at least we think we have landed safely.
Hawaiian 4003 heavy contact Honolulu ground on 121.8.
Did we get a minimum call? Like
Ground on
didn't.
121.8 Hawaiian 4003 heavy.
Yeah, let me see. Why are those? There we go. Yeah, I don't want the spoilers to be deployed. We can remove those and the flaps. Good. Yeah, I'm not sure if I caught the minimums call out. Could I miss that? Not the best landing, unfortunately. Not the worst either. Oh, we got landing clearance though, so that's good. I totally forgot to say that we're established on final, but I mean, theoretically we weren't, since we didn't caught the VOR, or we didn't catch the VOR, I think is the right way to pronounce or say that.
Delta 2204, minus return now on 120.95, have a good flight.
295 Delta 2204.
But okay, we did it. At least we landed. I'm gonna remove pilot to ADC, and I'll let me just check quickly. There's two things we want to check. We want to check all the way back to when we took off, right? That's the first thing, and then we want to check also, and here we have some large parking spots. Maybe take one of those. We could of course go through the rest of the planes here, but or maybe we should go to them. Maybe these are the cargo spots. That would make sense, right? You must have a lot of cargo planes going to Hawaii. But I mean, look at this. These are not even aligned. Ah. Maybe it was just never a good airport, or maybe the conversion to P3D messed it up a bit. Oh, and here we have even larger. Okay, so we can just park here. Not sure what Hawaiian aircrafts those are. A330s maybe? Can't see from this far. Okay, we'll just park. I mean, theoretically I have forgotten to... Well, not theoretically, I have actually forgotten to put on the APU. So let's see if we can park this somewhat okay-ish. Doesn't have to be good, just reasonable. Something like that maybe. Cool to see a TriStar. Probably not something you would see anymore. All the lights should have been put off. Oh, actually these were off already. It's me who put them on. But I'm trying to think. For the replay, it might just be worth keeping them on. Then we can check status. Looks like we have APU. And what we can then do is just shut these engines. Shut this seatbelt thingy. Open the door. That should hopefully trigger the deboarding. 177. Okay, in terms of FPM, or in terms of feet per minute, but not the best landing I felt like otherwise. We can jump back to check on the... So the landing itself, you can just quickly double check it. It wasn't that interesting, we overshot the landing, and then we got down. Yeah, you can see the weird FS Dream Team system of removing everything. But okay, we managed to land. Maybe a bit late, but nothing too crazy considering our weight. And apart from that, we wanna go far back. Let's see if this is enough. 2260. I'm gonna doubt it's enough, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, look at that. We can do 2000 exactly instead. Should be, or maybe 1009. Just to see our takeoff. Let's do a bit less actually than that. We can do that. Okay, this should be enough. I just want to see if we were able to take off in time or if we weren't. I don't think it's gonna load anything, well, a bit better than this, but yeah, we won't see the buildings, etc. Or maybe the runway will load at least. Okay, it looks like it's loading, so that's good. So it does look like we'll at least have the runway. No buildings though. The takeoff was too slow. I think we went with a... I need to check what I put in on that. 'Cause I don't think I can see it from here, right? I need to check the video again. Did I put it too... I think I put it quite low, right? 40 something. But it's just a very kind of short runway, right? So could just be that I should have gone on toga anyway. So let's see, at some point kind of here at the end, I think I started pitching up a bit too early. Yeah, there we go. I'm a bit afraid of a tail strike, but we do, look at that, we did it. All within the book. Or within the rule book to be precise. Then we were a bit slow with getting the gear up though. But okay, yeah, pretty decent. Did we really take this long to get the gear up, or is it because of the replay? I'm gonna assume it's the replay. But okay, interesting. But yeah, let's see if we can get this loading now again, since the replay function is a bit weird. But yeah, I think that was it. Pretty short flight today, 1 hour and 15 minutes about. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. It is, I thoroughly recommend flying around Hawaii, but I can't say I recommend a lot these FS Dream Team airports. They're cheap though, so if you want cheap, go for them. If you want quality, I can't. Well, some of them are really good, like O'Hare, and I really like Los Angeles, but yeah, some of the other ones aren't that good, unfortunately. As you can see with this one also, it takes forever to kind of load in. Now I use the replay function a bit weirdly, but yeah. Oh well, could be worse. But yeah, like I said, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, or any suggestions on real life routes that are short that I should do with a specific type of airplane, do feel free to suggest that. And yeah, otherwise, until next time, thank you for watching, and bye bye.